Pleasant day. I am Bishop Victor Phillip. It's amazing listening to people of African descent who do not know the history of 1970. In 1970, I was about 25 years of age. I just moved from Labre to Port of Spain, and I was staying at my aunt at the evening in Mova. And I got a job by Sydney Shim Tailoring, the corner of Board and Queen Street. When the police started ill-treating people, I remember being locked up on Queen Street at night, about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was walking across Queen Street. I went about nip around for bash and guys in the tailor shop. But when I coming back, some guys was fighting and the police locked me up, two of them. I went to the station with them and I was crying like a child. Then the police were, I'm from Labre, boss. I have a wife and children, I don't know them fellas. When the first fella ball out in the cell, I started crying a little more. The sergeant in the station started to laugh. When they went in with the second guy, well, I was out of control because I realized this is Licks headquarters, police headquarters in Port of Spain. The police see me crying so much, he tell me I could go. When I come out, one of the officers will give me a drink, and I said, nah, you locked me for nothing. You want me to give you a drink? And I moved back to Labre with my family the next day. First I was scared. Police never locked me up. I never get into trouble with police and again. And that got my attention. I started to follow the marches when they went to Stallmeyer Estate, when they was having meetings in Woodford Square. I remember Dr. Williams saying if what them fellas marching for is what I think they're marching for. I is the biggest black power. Dr. Williams, look back at the history and look at the speech. And for those of you who don't know, go in the library, look for the Mirror. Those days was the Mirror newspapers. That history is documented in the library. What happened during the Black Power period? I remember well. But what I want to remind people of, what some of them can't remember, is what came out of the Black Power movement. Dr. Williams was able to set up the first citizen bank because blacks weren't able to get mortgage to build homes. Blacks couldn't get jobs in certain areas. They weren't qualified at a level where they could have worked in the bank as managers. They were clerks. That changed. There were certain areas that we as black people couldn't go. You couldn't go on the golf course. You couldn't go to Shagaramas. There was restrictions for us in our own country. That is what Dr. Williams wanted to change. But he also knew that we were uneducated in the sense we did not understand business practices. So he set up the Management Development Center, got World Bank funds for it, and he started to train small businessmen. I was a recipient of that. I got a 4 years implant training. He brought back home fellas like Clyde James, Joe Padilla, Kim Raj, Nanu, um, Jack, Grace Talma. Started to train small businessmen like us. There was a white man they called Mr. Bird. He was a marketing manager at Republican Bank. He's passing evidence of me working. 1 o'clock in the morning, he passed, I'm working. 2 o'clock in the morning, he passed, I'm working. 7 o'clock in the morning, he passed, I'm working. He decided to come into my business place. I had a tailor shop them days. But we got a little boutique right in Belmont Circular. Ray Apollon rent me that place. I can tell you, it was difficult for us. I got to know Umbala Joseph. And I went and I tell Umbala, look, Bert tell me to come. He said he's a dog, don't study, he don't get no money. Tell me bring a cash flow on a business plan. I asked him, I go by Umbala, I asked him, where's that? Where's that cash flow? Where's that balance sheet? Where's this business plan? All I know is that I could have managed my funding. What coming in and what going out. Manage my business. And that is what came out of the Black Power movement. I went to Bert give me a lecture on capitalism and slavery in a bank for half an hour. You asked me how much I want. I said, about $17,000. He said, no, you can't pay me back in it, but I'm giving you. He lent me $17,000 knowing I cannot pay back the $17,000. That is how bad it was for us as blacks in business. Umbala had 3 groceries in Belmont. I make myself known to Umbala because I wanted to learn about business. So you associate with people who know business. I get to know Umbala. Umbala tell me, don't buy no motor car until you can buy a Mercedes. Develop your business, leave your money in the business, develop your business. So, the things that came out of the Black Power movement to address the problems that we had as blacks. What has happened to it? You had people like Philip Rushford. You had people like McCracken. You had people like Elton Warner, Max Coffey. Dr. Williams put them in certain positions in the economy so that they could help and develop the blacks who want to do business. Industrial Development Corporation, Development Finance Corporation, in collaboration with Management Development Center. That is what came out of the Black Power movement. Not people getting work in bank. It wasn't about people getting work in bank, being able to work in a bank. That wasn't the objective of Dr. Williams. But he bought into the Black Power movement. People understand you should go into the library. The history is there. What happened during the Black Power movement and what came out of the Black Power movement. I'm 75 years of age. I was about 25 then. We formed the Secretarial Art Guild, went to Dr. Williams and complained to Dr. Williams about the importation of foreign suits. That suits coming from Shekesho backyard. Selling cheaper than we could even charge to make a suit. Dr. Williams banned that. Secretarial Art Guild, he was able to set up training in John Donaldson Technical Institute. So tailors could have gone and learned the art of garment construction and pattern making in a professional way. Learn textile. I used school in Sam Stanton. I grew up on the streets of Ahmed Khan Miami. I learned train tailoring by Ahmed Khan. I used school in Sam Stanton. Why know about business? Why know about cash flow and balance sheet? I didn't know about damn thing. It's due to Dr. Williams. I can remember when a guy came to me by the name of Paul Figaro to make some pants. But I made the pants for him. Just slacks because he just came back from England. Dr. Williams brought him into. Dr. Williams gave him nice homes to live in and everything else. And remember, you making one pants, why you don't make and sell to the stores? I said, well, I can't make no pants there. I could make one pants. I could fit a person nice. make some slacks him. He love them. His wife bring clothes. I make again. Nice. I made some suits. Nice. He said, well, you could make that for the stores. I said, well, I can't make no pants. I don't know how to do that. That is when Dr. Williams sent a man they call Joe Padilla to my office one morning. And I went and meet Clyde James in the Management Development Center. Those days the office was in Salvatore building. And they started to train me as an entrepreneur into manufacturing. I have to go to St. George's College. Yep. Every morning the consultant come in my office for 7 o'clock. I used to get in my office for 5 in the morning because I don't want to look bad when the consultant come. I ain't doing my work. I ain't ready. Every day. Sunday carnival every day. That is what came out of the Black Power movement. And I'm not the only person who was trained during that period after. There was a lot of young entrepreneurs who were trained, blacks, who were trained and understood business. And we had training from ILO, managed by ILO, work study, project management, quality control, manufacturing, construction, everything. I had some construction skill I learned with my father, so I knew construction. So what I was able to learn through management was the management of construction. So we opened a factory on George Street. We had some 30-something people there. Then we opened a construction. We also employed some 70-something persons at one given time. Those that you only had foreign banks. You didn't have Workers Bank yet, you know. You had Chase Manhattan Bank, Imperial Bank, Royal Bank, a Republic Bank. That's what it had. It didn't have no local bank, the Penny Bank, which was corner Charlotte and Prince Street and Duke Street. So people go into the library. Don't take my word for it. Go into the library and research that period of our history, and you understand what started the Black Power movement. When it got out of hand is when a young man was killed by the police. Police was brutalizing people, and that is what turned the whole thing upside down. The brutality from the police. And those is like I knew an officer by the name of Scorpion, Rudolph Regis. I get to know fellas like Prime and Holford and Rowley and these guys, Carrington, Fraud Squad. I making suit for all them fellas in them days. So in four of them, they started running a tailor shop for Hamid Hussein right on the Descendants of Duncan Street. We knew nothing about running business until Dr. Williams started to train us as young black men. I was 25, 30 years, somewhere around there, 25, 30 years, somewhere around there. That is what came out of the Black Power movement. Not people getting work in the bank. Well, yes, that happened too. But what the purpose of it was what happened in Canada and how the university students in Trinidad responded to it. And based on the response to it, everything they started to dig up. I remember I wasn't knowing much. I went back to the country because I feared police. Me and one police locked me up. And the police was beating you. Police was actually beating you when they hold you. I remember the police saying like, hold all your marching. All you know police want to sleep. That 2 o'clock in the morning, I come in across. All you know, police want to sleep. You let me go and say, run, let me shoot you, so and so. I cry like a baby. People go to the library and understand your history, how we got this far. Things haven't changed much, but it's better than what it was then. Because who Dr. Williams put in charge to manage this transition have failed us. Workers Bank went bankrupt. Why? Because they lent their friends the money who weren't doing business. IDC had to shut down because there was a man they called back what I think is I won't call his name. That was racial and elder and then was just sitting down there and spinning yo-yo and don't care what happened to me. I remember going to Miss Covey Warner. Miss Covey Warner called Eldon. Eldon, look at Senator Elamin to you. I get that a loan for that. I applied for a loan almost 6 months before I can get the money. Daddy check prepared, you know. But they gave me 2,000, 1,500. They approved 50,000 as a loan to my company, and they want to give me it in peace because they can't trust me with $50,000. That's how bad it was with us. I got funding from Chase Manhattan Bank. There was a black man they called Harris there. Harris funded my garment factory, overdraft for $25,000. He went on vacation and the French Creole man called me in a meeting one morning and asked me, how you get so much overdraft and you have no collateral? I asked him, well, where am I getting collateral from? My father was slave. Why getting collateral from? Are we not doing good business? Are supplying Capelani's, are supplying Steve and Johnson's, are supplying most of the boutiques, are doing work for After 9, Numbers Boutique. What more you want me to do? Shut down my account. Shut down my business. Same day. Find I was rude. Shouldn't talk to no French Creole, high collared man like that. Rude. Shut my business down. That is what we went through. I went and I complained to Dr. Williams about Chase Manhattan Bank, you know. Go back in the history, you will see what happened. When Dr. Williams made the statement, they're not aligning themselves to the development of small businessmen. We had all foreign banks, and none of the banks was assisting young black men or the black community to develop businesses. Up to now, they lend us money, they will never finance us adequately. Who is speaking for small black businessmen today? Who? The Industrial Commerce? Chamber of Commerce? Who? Who could speak for us? Who know what we go through and the sacrifices we have to make to develop business? And who is our biggest downfall in the business sector today? Our own kind. If I do work for a different ethnic group, I just get paid. If my people who in charge of the organization, they don't want to give me more than $100,000 at any given time, they don't give me $1 million, that's too much for me. That is our downfall. We is our own downfall, and have been so for over the decades. So everything that everything that Dr. Williams have advanced over the years, we have gone backwards. You have gone backwards. We have not stayed the course. But those who you put in charge to manage it have not done their job. People talking about diversifying the economy. We had a vibrant garment sector. Macho Gonzalez was the president of the Garment Manufacturers Association, of which I was a member of. We were exporting garments, glamour girls, Jumans. We were exporting garments to the US and to Canada. I was exporting garments to Barbados and to Venezuela. What happened? Carty made a decision. He appointed Dilemma, a jeweler, in charge of a committee, and that shut down the garment sector. We lost 120 garment factories in Trinidad and Tobago. We made children garments, underwears, ladies' dainties, all the lingerie. We made the best dress shirt you could think about. Came out of Elite Garment Factory. We made denims. I supplied denims to Kiplani for about 4.5 years straight, non-stop. Every fortnight I deliver denims. Who Dr. Williams put to manage this transition failed us. They have betrayed us. They got corrupt and greedy. That's the facts. And if they're victimizing and you complain, well, you get a thunder coming out of the PNM because you complain about the victimization. I had to leave this country. I had to leave, get my family out of this country and go to America because of victimization, because I would not take the crap. Mabota will tell you, anything I say here, you ask Mabota, ask Joao Mabota. He been my attorney and my friend all these years. Them days, Mabota was solicitor. And we didn't have money to pay Mabota. You have money to pay Mabota. When you do get a piece of money, you give him something. We had to always be in Mabota's office. Why? There was no room for us in the economy. And there's still no room for us in the economy today. With what we're going through, and they want to revitalize how we're going to start up. There's no room yet prepared for us in this startup. But I'm going to be vocal this time, particularly in the agriculture sector. I remember government sending me to Centeno to do agriculture production. In them days when you go to Centeno, you had to stay a week or 2 weeks. And after that, I bought a 10 acres of land in Maruga. Like 1980 something, 83, 84, somewhere there. I am still waiting on government to fix the access road to my estate. 1983, 84. So after I left that program and purchased the land and started the development of the land, they plugged the well on my land. They kept the well on my land. And MP stopped maintaining the road. The county council stopped maintaining the road. Nobody owned the road up to this day till it's abandoned today. When Clarence Rambert came as Minister of Agriculture, being a General Secretary at the Farmers Union, he tell me, he said, your project had to do last, Rev. Access roads, that's all we wanted, access roads and adequate funding. Here's something. If we don't now be vocal, we'll be left behind again. The Indian community have the funding because of how the background, how the values, they help each other. We do not help each other. We are selfish, self-opinionated, dishonest, and do not like each other. Plain talk, bad manners. We do not like each other. Black businessmen, the Descendants of Africans, those who survive in the business, survive under tremendous amount of pressure. It's a lonely, lonely life. Lonely life. Thank God I survived. And at 75, I'm still strong. No medication, no ailment. I still have things to do. When I was speaking to pig farmers about setting up a processing plant, because the Carney Feed Limited won't say they're going to purchase pigs, when purchase a pig, say let's get together, establish a small plant. You don't make a big plant, process our own pork. We can get there's market for it. Because we important pork. We important pork to process. We important pork to process. And we have production locally here. That is the extent of the problem. We buy everything out of export, even garments and all. What we produce in the garments here? Underwear, we buying that. Women and men, right? We purchase everything from abroad. We manufacture nothing. We are just processing plants. Not processing plants, now. We are just packaging plants. The one time we were purchasing pepper mash for the doubles man on the road. Planning for an exchange for that. Stop planting pepper. You bring it out to Argentina. Our Moruga hot pepper seed was coming out of Bermuda. Because some smart Galati working at Ministry of Agriculture took the seed over there and was producing it there. We in a bad state. Korean, this virus and this start over is a good for us. We have to be able to see this as a blessing in disguise. As descendants of African, let us see this as a blessing in disguise. But do not get complacent. Do not be like the sheep going to the slaughter. Christ was crucified for us. You don't have to be crucified again. Forget the rhetoric. We ain't standing for the political rhetoric, you know. No. We want the facts. Give us the facts. Raw as it is, bad as it is. Proper funding, not this funding that we have from Netco. Look at that, what Netco spent over the years. How much manufacturing operation did they establish? Look at the expenditure Netco for the past 10 years and see how much money we have wasted. Netco lending people money to bring garments from abroad. That's how bad it was. But if you want to do all the manufacturing operation, they get everything for the manufacturing operation. You go to them, you show them a 5-year plan, but they lend you $50,000. You need to fund the man. You need to fund the business. What's the shortfall and the long term and the short term, and fund the man. He's not going to make money in the first year or the second year. We need to fund him through that. Pray God that this time we are not left behind. Let us remember 1970 and the benefits of 1970. What was the benefits of 1970? The transformation started, the diversification started, the inclusion started, equity started. However, we have made some backward steps. It's time we start to move forward again as a people. God bless you. Finally, go to the library. The history is there. Learn your history, your people, and what happened, and when the changes started, and who started it. Stop listening to what these rhetoric people saying, these politicians say. God bless you.